Okay, so first of all, how did you come up with the concept for the film? Or what was it that you wanted to explore?
Basically, the concept for the film was the location first. I live in a village called Bar Hill. I was walking around the village, it's got a perimeter, and we were just having a nice walk. I remembered the location from when I was younger. As teens, we used to go there as a sort of out of the way, just have a drink and chill out and that sort of thing. And I remember the location, I thought that's a really nice location, so I went there, had a walk there, had a look around, and I thought this is a great location for a film. I'd really like to shoot a film here. So then I just had a little think, and I had the idea about brothers, just having a talk there. Yeah, and that's all that's where I got, and that's where the idea came from. And then I'm not a writer, so I knew this guy through the internet, through the Shea Meadows forum specifically, and he said if you ever have any ideas that you want written, then send them to me. And I sent him this idea, and pretty much the next day or in a couple of days, he had a 5-page script, or 7-page script, sorry, written up, and we did a couple of drafts, and that was it. Yeah, so that's how the idea developed.
How did directing a film based on your idea but with someone else's script sort of influence the overall outcome?
It was weird. I mean, I have a brother myself, so I had a lot to do with that side of things. So I like to make films about stuff I know about. So I know about the relationship between brothers. So I wanted to stick with that concept. And in the original script, there was some more stuff in there. So I did have some input with the script as we took some things out. There was more revealed. So I think when I was directing it, you know, it was my story as much as the writer's story, and I wanted it to be, when people watch it, they can interpret it their own way. Like for me, there's a different story behind why he ran away, where for the writer there was a different story. There was something else, you know. So that's how I directed it. I wanted it to be kind of you can see it in your own way. Yeah.
In terms of production, how much did the film cost you, all in all?
It cost £6 altogether. That's because I was very lucky. I had a friend who had some very nice camera equipment and audio equipment, and I asked him if he could do it, and he said yes, and he did it for free, and that's fantastic. He did an excellent job. The £6 I spent on a packet of cigarettes, and that's it. So yeah, that was it really. I mean, I just brought food from home, 7-hour shoot in one day, and yeah, so that's all the money I spent.
So the film cost you a packet of cigarettes?
That's right, yeah. I sold the packet of cigarettes for £3, so you know, it only cost me £3 the film because I made something like that back.
Anyone got any questions for Ryd? Anyone? Julie?
Entering your film anywhere else?
This film?
Yeah.
This film, I think this will be the last screening, probably. I entered it into quite a few festivals. One picked it up in Hull, so it was screened there, and it was screened in Story Fair, obviously, screened in Derby and Birmingham, but now I think it's coming to the end. I have another film that's going to be screening in San Francisco in February next year, so that's weird. And it's also going to be on the Shea Meadows DVD for his film Le Donk and Scorsese, the special edition DVD, not the one that's out now. So that one is going to have some screenings soon, which will be good. But this one, I think it might be the last screening, possibly, unless someone else wants to screen it. If so, great.
Anyone else?
You said you did quite a bit of cutting down. Did you at any point just consider cutting the last scene where they're walking away to leave it a bit more mysterious?
I didn't think about cutting that last bit. I mean, I will say that I did do one cut. What I did is I did one cut and a rough cut basically, and I sent it off to a film festival called Bootleg Film Festival in Glasgow, and they had it screened there, and there was quite a few professional people there, and they had quite a lot of feedback, and they said most of it was it is kind of a bit too long. So yeah, I mean, I did cut quite a lot out of the film. The last bit, I don't know, I quite like the last bit. I think it's a quite nice little rounding off ending. I think it's mysterious enough. I mean, a lot of people ask me, you know, why did you run away? Why did you want to do that? Why did you do that? And I just think the film is about the brotherly relationship, and that's all it's about. And I think the last bit is just a nice little bit. So yeah.
Can you say something about the sound production?
The sound production was straight into camera. So we didn't have a separate. I had a sound man holding a boom, and it went straight into camera. I edited all the sound. I don't like editing sound, but I think I did an okay job. The bird noise is added on. Just download it from a website. That goes all the way through the film. I didn't want to have music because I wanted it to be quite a realistic film, and I think sometimes music sort of detracts from films being realistic. I think non-diegetic sound has its place, but I didn't think it was right for this film because I just wanted it to be like a little piece of someone's life, and into your life, music doesn't play when you have an emotional scene. So I say scene, but you know, an emotional time in your life. So that's why I didn't have music. So yeah, it was quite simple, really.
So none of the dialogue was re-recorded?
No, all the dialogue was on set. I did think about re-recording it, but I think it is quite okay. The last bit was put over the top, but we still recorded that on set. We just had the microphone and they just spoke into it, because obviously the microphone couldn't go with them because they didn't have radio mics or anything like that. So yeah, it was all recorded on set as we were shooting. Yeah.
Was it deliberate that one brother was so much on than the other?
That was deliberate. Yeah. I think part of an older brother's role is, you know, teaching your brothers things, and you look up to your older brother. I think that was important in the film. So yeah, it was definitely deliberate. I mean, obviously that came from the writer, but when I cast it, you know, I think I decided who was going to be the older brother, who was going to be the younger brother. It could probably work the other way around, but I think the film is from Jamie's perspective, the young boy. So I think that's me. So I think that's why David is the older brother. Okay.
Yeah, great. Thank you
Cool.
very much.
Yeah, sorry, one more thing. You can check out our website. It's rydcook.com. Thanks. You can clap that.